Right here. All right, go on. Hello and welcome to the 10th Falcon Heavy mission. Today, SpaceX will be launching Goes You on board their Falcon Heavy. This is the first. I think this is the first flight for all three cores.
Yeah, it is.
And that is going to be very interesting. This is also the final GOES satellite to be launched. I'm sure they will launch more, but this is the one that will finish off their shell. So this is really exciting.
Yeah, the next satellite series has a different name, I believe. We touched on it briefly in the podcast, but Go X, I think.
Okay.
I have to go find it. I think it's Go X. I believe the next ones are Go X, GOX.
Okay.
Or GOEX. One of the two. Let's see if I can find that again. Let's see. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm just... Oh, GeoXO. I was close. GeoXO. I'll put that in chat so it doesn't get lost. The GeoXO series.
All right. So, for those watching, let's see here. Can anyone hear my audio right now?
I can't hear your audio.
Can't hear my audio.
I can't hear the stream audio.
Oh, I have the stream set way down low. That's why.
Yeah, I can hear you on YouTube, so you're definitely good there. So I can hear myself. God, I hate the way I sound sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of one of the things I noticed, like when we're editing the show. It's like, I don't like how I sound in that.
Yep.
But, oh well. Oh, let me do that. All right, dogs, go, move that way. All right, so we are about 25 minutes away from the launch.
Yeah.
This is pretty exciting. It's been a while since they've launched Falcon Heavy, I feel.
Yeah, I think the last one was last year when they did the X-37. This is the first time they launched.
I guess that thing did launch pretty recently.
Yeah, so that was, like I said, I think it was December. Let's see. Yep, the last one was December 29th. And if all goes well, we'll have 2 more this year.
All right, that's awesome.
So we should have Europa Clipper going off in October. Right now it's slated for October 10th. and Griffin 1 for Astrobotic on the 20th in November.
All right. So, I guess we should talk a little bit about what Goes U is. So, Goes U
Yes.
is going to be the fourth and final satellite for the Geostationary Operational Environmental Satellites, or GOES. So, this is going to be for the Western Hemisphere. Um, so, this is going to be really it's one of the most it's one of the most sophisticated satellites, one of the most sophisticated weather satellites. Um, so, yeah. So, do you want to talk about some of the instruments that it has?
I certainly can.
All right.
Let's see. What does. Okay, so instruments. We have two main instruments on board the GOES-R series, one of which is the Advanced Baseline Imager. This is kind of what you think of when you think of satellite weather data. It's a suite of visual cameras that'll take pictures of the Earth about every 15 minutes. These stations operate in geostationary orbit, so they can scan the whole face of the Earth and then send it down, like I said, about every 15 minutes or so. Let's see, what else do they have? They have tons of cameras inside of that system. There's 16 total per satellite on board the Advanced Baseline Imager. So there's a good number there. And there's also the geostationary lightning mapper, which can also help alert forecasters for severe weather, which is also good. Could detect both cloud to cloud and cloud to ground lightning during both day and night. So that's pretty cool. Its sensitivity results in a detection rate of around 70 or 90% of all lightning strikes in its viewing area.
Oh, wow.
It also can detect meteors in the atmosphere, which was not intended, but is something it can do anyway. Especially when you get fireballs, so something that hits the atmosphere and then explodes. So, yeah, weather satellites can also be used for meteor sciences.
Hmm. Okay.
So that's pretty
This is
cool.
pretty interesting.
And that there's also a fair few other satellites that they have as well for not weather, or at least not Earth weather, I should say. There's an ultraviolet and X-ray sensor um, for detecting irradiance, which essentially is monitoring the power of solar flares. If you may remember, a couple weeks ago, we had a huge solar flare hit the Earth. The GOES-R series was able to measure the strength of that event when it hit the Earth. That's how it got the X4 or X5 classification. When we finally did find out how strong it actually was. It was one of the strongest. It was the strongest flare that any of these satellites had detected, and it was, I think, the second strongest ever detected period to hit the Earth. So that's pretty cool. There's also a solar ultraviolet imager that produces full disk images of the sun, which has been a long term experiment on board the GOES series, dating all the way back to GOES 1. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else. There's also a magnetometer. Helps keep an eye on Earth's magnetosphere. That's pretty logical. Seems pretty important to have. And let's see. There's also the SEISS instrument, Space Environment In Situ Suite, which is a total of, oh gosh, I can't do quick math, 59 different energy channels that monitor ion flux in the magnetosphere, basically.
Hmm.
So that's like
All right.
cosmic rays and basically just how it interacts with the magnetosphere.
Yeah.
Um, all of the previous satellites, I believe, in this series at least, were launched on board the Atlas V.
Yeah, I seem to remember the most of these GOES satellites have been on the Atlas V.
Let's see, because I know 16 was Atlas V, 17 was also an Atlas V, and 18 was. Who the heck launched 18? Hang on. There it is. Yeah, 18 was also launched on an Atlas V. Sorry. The
So
article for GOES 18 is not great. That said, the article for GOESU, which is launching today, is incredibly short.
yeah, it is super short. So we should probably talk about like what all of these things are actually for, because we talked about the instruments and all of that, and like what will that actually do to help us. So
Yeah.
GoSU is going to provide like all kinds of really interesting data. It'll provide stuff for like solar data, hyd- hyd- hydro hydraulic, oceanic, atmospheric, and climatic, and did I say solar data already?
I think I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. So it's going to provide data for all of those things, and that's gonna be really helpful for most everyone uh, in the Western Hemisphere. So like if there's like some kind of like uh, atmospheric event that could cause like flooding or mudslide, it'll really help there. And then also like like California catches on fire about every year now, so it can monitor the smoke that's coming out of there, make sure and kind of monitor about like kind of where that's going. Um, and then it'll also provide data for air quality warnings, which is
Yep.
something that I get about every single day living in a city. Um, and then it'll also provide more data for aviation route planning and reducing weather-related flight delays. I am sure all of the airplane company or all of the airlines are going to absolutely love this, because there's like that new bill that was passed recently where if your flight gets delayed like more than like 3 hours, you get like a refund.
Yeah.
And then you'll also be able to detect like heavy rainfall, flash flood risks, and then it'll also be able to track like hurricane intensity. So that's going to be really helpful for people who live on the coast or near the coast.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a really important satellite. And yeah, so yeah, but yeah. So we are coming up on T minus 15 minutes here. As you can see, the three cores of the booster are almost fully fueled. You can see the condensation coming off of that. All of that is perfectly normal. And then should also be seeing some condensation on that second stage there. So that should
That
be
we
coming up here
should.
pretty soon.
I'm going to check some timings really quick, so I'm going to go on mute so you guys don't have to hear my keyboard.
All right. So, yeah, this thing, for anyone who doesn't know, the Falcon Heavy is a 3-core rocket. It has, it's basically, if you know about the Falcon 9, it's basically just 3 of those just slapped together with just an extended center, with an extended center core. The
Yeah, we should be into
is-
second stage fueling by now.
Yep.
We got
So,
ABC doing the weather?
yep, it is ABC. One of their, I think it's their chief weather correspondent.
How the heck did NASA pull that off?
I don't know. I have no idea who that is.
I also don't have any idea who that is. I just saw ABC News in the background.
Yeah. If they really wanted to, impress people, they should have gotten the guy from ABC or NBC rather. I can't remember his name, but he's on the Today
Al
Show.
Roker?
Yeah, Al Roker.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
okay, correct me if I'm wrong here. I feel like he did a weather report for like Artemis or Demo 2.
I think he did. I think it was
Like-
Demo 2. I think it was Demo 2.
Okay. Yeah, I seem to remember him doing a weather report for a launch, and I was like, that is cool. Oh. Yeah. So
That's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. So apparently that was Ginger Z, and she is a major meteorologist. So it's I don't watch ABC News, so I would have kind of not really that much way of knowing that. All right. I'm going to ask you to go on mute for a minute, just because you are making a lot of noise.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
So, let's see here. Let's take a listen and see what they're talking about here. So it seems like they are just doing social questions. So if you guys have any questions for us, pop them in the chat and we will do our best to answer them. This was a very last minute stream. I totally thought that this was going tomorrow and not today. So yeah, but yeah. Let's see here. So you can start to see a little bit of venting from the top of the rocket there. This is the second stage, and it appears as though they are continuing to load the fuel. They will be loading up with fuel until right around 3 minutes from launch. And then at that point, the strong back will retract, and then they will be ready to go into their startup, which will be at around T-1 minute. And then they will be lighting up all of those 27 engines. So that'll be in around
27 engines
11.
that historically have a lot better success record than the Raptor. Starship, beat your heart out.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
For legal reasons, that is a joke. I'm entirely lighthearted. Starship has a lot more complex engines, which is why they tend to fail more often.
Yep. All right, here. We are coming up on T-minus 10 minutes from launch. Things are tracking fairly well. I think we are currently sitting at a 70% go on the weather. I think the only issues that they are tracking right now is their anvil cloud rule and some upper level winds.
Yep, I mean you can see there's a little bit of cloud activity in the background there on the stream, but not a ton of clouds. They're just good. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a very good sign. They ended up delaying the launch. They were originally supposed to launch about right now, actually, and then they had to delay it about 10 minutes.
Yep, it would have
And
launched right now. They had that, like you said, they had a 10-minute delay.
yep, and they were able to bump that weather. They're able to bump that weather report up from a 60% to to a 70%. So that is very good. So yeah. So it seems as though things are still on track for. Let's listen in here. Go lay down.
There we go. We got a hole in the clouds. We are go for launch with
All right.
weather.
All right, as you just heard there on the net, they are about 5 minutes from liftoff. So, for those of you who are just joining us, this is the Falcon Heavy Goes You launch. This is the 10th Falcon Heavy mission, and it will be taking up the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration's Goes You satellite, which is also built in cooperation with NASA. This will be the final GOES satellite for the shell that they are building. So this is going to be a very, very exciting launch. As you can see, the weather is looking very good. They are tracking only a few issues, just their anvil cloud rule and some upper level winds. Other than that, everything is looking very good. As you just heard there on the live stream, the Falcon Heavy is now fully filled with fuel. Here in just a minute or two, they will be, just a few seconds rather, they will be lowering the strong back just a little bit in preparation for the launch, which will be taking place in around 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Oh, yeah, you got a little hint of the them purging the lines there. That was cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Surprised they haven't lowered back the strong back yet. Or maybe it's just an optical illusion.
I was gonna say it's either an optical illusion or they're doing it right now. I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, the rocket is now currently in startup, and we are less than a minute away from launch. When we get a little bit closer to launch, we will be going off the comms, and we will be pumping in all of the stream audio. Yeah, currently, yeah, they haven't retracted that strong back yet. I seem to remember it going back a little further, but I also haven't watched the launch in a while. Currently, T-minus 10 seconds from launch, we will be going off the comms and pumping in every.
Enjoy the launch, everyone.
That was cool. The bird.
That's a good shot. That's a good shot.
Yeah. I'm very sorry for the pause right at liftoff. I had a sticky key and my mouse was not working properly, so sorry about that. Hey, they gave us a shout out.
There we go. That's totally us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally in reference to us.
Oh, absolutely. Ooh, that's pretty.
Wow.
That's pretty.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Nice. That's a good shot.
Yeah. That is one of my favorite effects of a rocket launch is
The
when you
plumes.
have the boost when you have
Oh,
that boost back
absolutely.
burn and you have the two plumes hitting each other.
Absolutely.
I think that's what just made Starship's IFT-1 so beautiful was you could just see all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sonic Boom. There we go. There's a fighting game reference for two people out there. There we go.
Seems like they have some kind of something on their camera on the engine there.
No, I don't see anything.
Well, it was like there was it might have been the sun.
Yeah, could have just been glare.
Yeah, glare of the sun. That makes sense.
Yep, that's it.
Hmm. I was thinking it was like maybe like ice buildup or something like that.
Ah, yeah, I get you. Ah, there it is. Oh, that's kind of cool. The boosters they used on Psyche will be the same side boosters used for Europa Clipper.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, that makes sense, but it's still pretty cool.
Hmm. Well, entry burn.
Ooh, that's kind of a cool shot with the birds.
Well, you could see the transonic there, little sonic booms.
Yep, little sonic boom. Oh, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
Long range tracking camera.
I wish I could have been out there for this mission and not that Starlink that was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Oh, that's a cool shot.
Yeah, that's a cool shot.
Should be landing here in just a few seconds. Here. Oh, wow.
There we go. There's one. There's two.
Wow.
Very nice.
That is still just one of the coolest things that that's just one
Absolutely.
of the coolest
Yeah.
things that it's one of the coolest things in the world. So earlier in the stream here, they mentioned that well, let me see if I can do this without messing anything up. Okay, yeah, I can. So earlier in the stream, they had mentioned that still too loud. So earlier in the stream, they had mentioned that it was like just on the cusp of a Falcon. The weight of the payload was like just on the cusp of like a Falcon 9.
Yeah.
Which kind of begs the question of why didn't they try and recover the center core?
I think because in terms of drone ship turnaround, I think it doesn't financially make sense for SpaceX.
Okay. Oh yeah. I guess they only have.
Because the drone
I guess they
ships,
don't
especially since they
have.
only have two on the East Coast, maybe once
Yeah,
we get that fourth drone ship eventually delivered, they'll have a third station on the East Coast, so they can actually be able to say, all right,
yeah,
we can send out stuff here because they had two Starlink launches in the last couple of days. So
yeah,
essentially, anytime you have to recover that center core, it's a drain on your resources. So,
yeah. That makes sense.
yep.
So yeah, they will be playing this in a long time. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be. This could be what, like an hour or two, or
Right. How long's what?
how long until deployment?
Deployment's like 4 hours.
Oh wow, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're not staying
Um,
live the whole time.
we will not be staying live through that,
Nope.
because oh my gosh, that is
That's a kind of a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, so you've got the burn at 28 minutes, which will put it into a near geostationary transfer orbit, and then the final burn later this evening in about 4 hours
Okay.
time.
All right. Well, I think that will kind of wrap it up for us.
I agree. I think that
Yeah.
probably will.
So make sure to like the stream to help us kind of get more into the algorithm there, because we are still brand new YouTube channel.
Yep.
We don't have the same kind of viewers here as we do on the podcast.
Nope.
So we would like to kind of build that up a little bit. Make sure like put in the chat. I don't know, just kind of say hi in the chat or in the comments after the stream has ended. And then yeah, and then make sure to go follow us on our social media accounts. I guess I could probably link those in the chat right now. Let's see here.
We can.
Okay. Let's do this here. So here is our Twitter, the chat here. It's our Twitter. If you want to go follow us there, we are not very active on there anymore because we usually forget that it exists. So make sure to go give us a follow there, and then let's see. Let's see here. Here's our Instagram account, which we have yet to post anything to, but go give us a follow. And then here we'll have our Threads account here. So
we use that, or
go give us a follow there as well. And then also make sure to go listen to our latest episode of the podcast. And then I also wrote an article the other day about Starliner and how the astronauts are not stranded on the ISS, contrary to popular belief.
we can come back whenever they would like to. Okay, maybe not quite, but
yeah, it is. I know I am right. They are wrong. So they are not stranded on the ISS. They aren't tracking any major issues other than 5 helium leaks. So yeah, make sure to go check that out. That'll be on our website, so you can just go to maxqnews.space or max-q-news.space. We will be fixing that domain, and you can see all of our content there. That will have links to everything. You will also be able to listen to the podcast directly through there. And then you will also have that article that I recently wrote. So I think that wraps up for us. And
I think it does.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry we weren't super coherent through this. This is actually my first time streaming a launch. This is Beagle's second time. So
first time doing it with somebody, because last time I was running solo.
Yeah.
Yay.
So I guess this is technically your third stream because you did the scrub.
Oh yeah, third stream, because we had scuff stream, then the actual stream, and then
yeah. Oh well. So yeah, we will be doing this again here in a few days for Ariane 6 is first launch.
So that should be in about 2 weeks' time. Mark your calendars, July 9th.
Yep. So make sure to
Which
go.
is, it is actually officially 2 weeks. 2 weeks to the
Yeah,
day.
so 2 weeks from now. So yeah, make sure to go.
Assuming it's at a good time.
Yeah.
We have to put that caveat in. Assuming it's at a
Yeah, we
reasonable
do.
time
Yeah,
for us on the
that
East
is.
Coast.
Yeah,
Or
that
near
is
the
very
East
true.
Coast, at least.
So yeah, make sure to go. Make sure to go follow our. Make sure to go follow our Twitter for that. We'll generally post these things to our Twitter, or subscribe, like, and subscribe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's make sure to
We
subscribe
did
so
it.
you
We
will
did
get a
the
notification
thing.
for when we go live. With that, and then also make sure you go join our Discord server. You can find links to that somewhere. I think you can find that on our website. So, and then also as well as on all of our other socials. So yeah, make sure you go do that. We will be back this weekend with a new episode of Max Q where we will be discussing this launch in more detail. It'll be a little bit more researched because we will have more than 10 minutes to do research with that.
Pretty much.
So yeah, and with that, I think that wraps up for us. I'm Ian.
I'm Beagle. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.